So today I think is a good day to do a couple things for this green and this neglected part of the fairway. But before we do that, I should probably update you on why this hasn't gotten done, the aeration. And it's because the drill that I bought started bending right around when I got halfway through, and I kept bending it back, and eventually it got so out of whack and bent that I couldn't fix it. And it was also just getting worn down, so it wasn't drilling the same size holes anymore. Some of these holes are pretty small. And then see these larger holes right here, those are from a different auger bit that I went out and bought from a hardware store, and that thing didn't work either. It's just kind of a bad design. It did like a corkscrew effect and just sucked the drill straight into the ground, so that didn't work either. So I've ended up returning the auger I bought a few days ago and that I drilled all these holes with. I ended up returning that and getting a replacement on the way. So we're gonna have to wait till Tuesday, which is like 4 or 5 days away, so we can continue this. But until then, I think I'm gonna try and get these holes filled up with sand because I don't want them to close up before I can do that. I think we might mow first. We'll get in a mow just to kind of help get rid of the dew, morning dew, and any grass clippings that might get in the way of working the sand down into the canopy and these holes.
Yeah. When all the smoke like a vape pen. Hold on, brother, chase him. Say my name, I pop up like the boogeyman. Fucking the game over, dropping bangers with no hooks. And free my brother Leak. I hate I'm putting money on your books again. Yeah. If you ain't never took him in, nigga, calm down. I know her, so I approached her with my palm out. Was on that see in the county ring songs. Yeah. Risk taker, beat they block with 50 niggas on it. Yeah. Hey, Echo, turn this beat off if I ain't tripping on it.
All right, so I've finished with the mow. Just did a single cut because I'm not trying to stress anything out right now. It is looking, I was feeling around and it's still a little too wet to put down some sand. I really want it to be perfectly dry because that sand is super dry. It's like powder, so it makes things really easy if everything's 100% dry. I do not recommend sanding when things are wet. I mean, if you have certain types of grass, you know, they don't care as much, but this green has a lot of perennial ryegrass in it, so it does not like a lot of sand on top of it. It won't grow through if it doesn't have sunlight. So that's why I like to do it when it's 100% dry, so I'm not killing off too much perennial ryegrass. And it's easier on the bent grass too if you do it while it's dry, and it's just easier for me to move around in general and work into the canopy if everything's dry. I think while we're waiting for this to dry though, I might spray this front fairway here with weed killer because it's got a lot of weeds. I've got 2 types of weed killers on me. I've got like a Roundup for more broadleaf type weeds, and then I grabbed like a Specticide for some grassier weeds, which most of our weeds in here are grassy weeds. That's why it doesn't look too bad from a distance, but up close it's not pretty. Yeah, we do have some clover too. Most of the weeds get really bad over here. I've got a lot of clover in the rough. I think one of these days I'm gonna scalp down the rough with like the manual reel mower. Scalp it down with that, and then I can let it grow out a little bit, and then I can really do what I want with the rough to make it look good. Weed killer, fertilizer, and get stuff down into the soil. I might even do some overseeding and leveling in some spots. The rough back here it got real bad after I mowed it. All the clippings and stuff just got matted down, and it smothered out a lot of grass back here. So, and all these pine needles and stuff falling constantly is not helping either. And it's just always wet back here. I think I need to dial back the irrigation. It's not too wet though, it's not spongy or anything. Yeah, you can see a lot of these clippings just got matted down and it's a mess. It's because I let it grow out, and then I came back and mowed it, and it was a mess. Big old mess. I think now it just needs, what it really needs is probably scalped with the real mower, and then power raked or dethatched, and then it needs some fertilizer and maybe some overseeding to come back. I know I would like to overseed the edges here. Just over time, the blackberries, I've cut them back a little bit more, and so we could really grow grass all the way up to here and around this bunker. I actually do have an update around this bunker. I did throw down some seed when I did a renovation, just to keep this dirt from moving around. As you can see, we got some coming through. For the most part, that's creeping red fescue. It's pretty shady right here. You don't even get sun until noon, so. And then once the sun goes over those trees, you don't get any more sun either, so. It's time to go see what kind of weed killers we got. Okay, so we need 9.6 fluid ounces of this stuff and 1.5 gallons of water in order to treat my 1,500 square foot granular ryegrass fairway, which it does have some red fescue mixed in a little bit, so that should be fine though, because it says it's fine for all red and fine leaf fescues. Alright, it's 9.6. And this side you can just throw away. That's the best part about that. So I think we're gonna do another time lapse here of me spraying this.
Tell me, baby, do you want it? If he's cheating, I'm doing him worse. No, Uno, I hit the reverse. I ain't tripping the grip in my purse. I don't care, cause he did it first.
Okay. We got all the weeds sprayed. And now we're ready to do the sand on the putting green. It's drying out pretty nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and start loading this sand up onto the wheelbarrow. I did go and get more sand since the previous video. We got some of this medium sand. Got lots of it. I'm not sure how many in total this is, but from the looks of it, it should be plenty. I might have some left over. Alright, so this is definitely the most satisfying part when you pour the sand onto the holes and it just sinks down. Check this out. The screen's just gonna fill right in. Pretty cool to watch. 300 pounds of sand right here. Pretty satisfying. And what you're left with is grass with these holes all ready for an overseed. So 3 bags is actually going a good ways. I think I'll have enough sand to do whole green. This is extremely satisfying though. So 3 bags, you know, I probably have like 15 bags total, so plus I can grab some sand from the bunker if I need to.
Tell me, baby, do you want it? If he's cheating, I'm doing him worse. No Uno, I hit the reverse.
The hole cutter has arrived. We got 3 fresh cut holes with all metal cups.
I ain't tripping